have never met a man who is not a goo goo gaga baby. Literally every time.
What does that even mean, bro?
It just means men are babies.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not a baby.
oh,
I'm not a baby.
a baby.
Just a baby.
That's a baby.
Oh,
I thought I was welcoming. Hi guys, welcome to the Lord Bar Squad pod. We are back.
Woo.
We are better than ever.
Episode 11.
Episode 11. I am Mandy.
And I am Miguel.
And I am Barbie, and
Today we have a special guest.
special guest.
Esther, I guess. Oh my god.
Hey, that was kind of good. Kind of rhymed.
Thank you so much for coming, Esther. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
No promises.
So tell the listeners, who are you?
That's such a broad question.
Who are you?
In terms of like career, in terms of me, or in terms of both?
Let's start in the beginning.
Oh, well, I
were you
was
born?
a C-section baby.
I
Were you really?
I was.
Big baby.
I was named after my grandma because we were gonna have the same birthday, and then on like my birthday, I flipped in the womb, and they're like, "Girl, we can't do this." And so the next day, I was extracted. So every day,
Not
every birthday, it's not a birthday; it's an extraction day.
Aw, happy
that's
extraction day.
Thank you.
When were you born?
The 27th of September. I'm a
Now, what's your
Libra.
social security number?
Oh wow! It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just kidding. No, but do you want like personal story or career story? Because I'm so career locked.
Why don't you tell us what's your career.
How do you
What are
know
you
us?
doing?
Oh wow! One question at a time.
Wait, honestly, if you don't want to talk about your career, you don't have to. Like, if it's not your vibe.
Oh, it's no. I love my career. It's just that I.
What
talk about
is
a lot.
it?
Okay, let's do both. Let's do personal. So personally, I'm a little Mexican girl,
Okay.
and I was born and raised in San Jose, yay area. And I moved to. See, y'all don't know that because y'all aren't from the Bay.
We were like,
Richie's looking at me. He kind of know.
Wait, what did you say?
Yay area, yay
The Bay-
area.
the
Like,
Bay
get
Area?
litty,
But, like,
get
yay.
high
We get it.
Get litty, get high feet. Wow, the bullying commences now.
The thing is, like, I feel like Bay Area people were like, "Oh, we invented like hella and like Liddy," and I'm like,
We did,
I
like in
hear
the
that
80s or
everywhere.
something.
But
I
are
know,
you
but
really
like,
from the Bay
We do
Area?
hear
if
it
you're
now
from
because
San
we
Jose?
invented it.
okay.
San Jose is the Bay. What are you talking about? Don't be one of those people. Okay, you know what? We'll move on. And then, you know, went to public school, lived a normal life, I guess. And then pandemic hit, and I was like, staying at home. I went to PUC, so I did go to Adventist higher
One of the
education for 2 years.
Adventist universities.
Did community college and then Adventist education. And then the pandemic was like, psych, I was a 20.
What did you study in college?
Communication.
Okay,
I kind of
comms.
always knew. Are you a comm major?
Richie is a comm
saying
major
yes.
as well.
Richie's a commie.
I love. Oh, and he is. He is. We love social communism. We love both. Anyways,
Karl
we'll get
Marx.
into that later. Actually, that's very relevant to social. Remind me to talk about that.
Okay.
When we were talking about our social media journeys, remind me to talk about that. I feel like I mentioned this to Richie one time in the car. Anyways, but yeah, I studied comm, and I feel like I always knew I want to do comm because a girly loves to yap. Another thing we can get into later is how people in the comment section of our videos love to say I'm a yapper. Apparently, 13-year-old boys, that's like the new thing.
Bro, really?
Yappinator, yappuccino, yap mouth. So I have to block that.
Japanese?
I have to
Japanese.
block that keyword from our comment section. Anyways,
What do you mean our
had to
comment
block?
section?
Made of Millions. We'll get into that later.
That's her.
Oh, okay,
her
sorry.
career.
What was I talking about?
I
I
you
love
went to
comm.
school?
Yeah, and so I always knew I wanted to do comm, and then the pandemic hit, and I was like, "Arr." And then I had a little mental breakdown, and then I was like, oh wait,
enough.
I've realized I had OCD. Spent my whole life being like, why do I feel so much more anxious than usual? Why do I do all these peculiar behaviors?
You're just quirky.
I'm just quirky, and then I googled and. One of the first organizations that I found was Made of Millions, the
Really? That's how
organization
you-
that
that's
I
how you got into it?
that I work for
Aw.
now. And so then I was like mentally ill for like 6 months, did a little bit of therapy. And then one day out of the blue on LinkedIn, my boss was like, hey, Queen, I see you're looking for a job. Do you want to work for us? I was like, "Ah!" And I did. And I interned for them, and I've been working with them ever since. And so then because I'm working remotely, Lori, who is also staring at us right now and is in the room.
Lorena,
She's
who
a silent observer.
made our jingle.
Yeah, she was
Oh
like,
my God, yeah, Lorena made our jingle.
Who is
She did.
Esther's roommate?
she is my roommate, and well, let's get into that. So she was like, hey queen, like I know we want to move out because post-pandemic it's like, girl, we're like in our early 20s, like let's do something. So we moved down
that would be so nice.
to SoCal. I say LA, but we're in the OC.
Yeah, you're not
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
But to people who aren't in SoCal, like LA and OC, like no one knows the difference. Everyone's like, I go to Disneyland, which is in LA.
Oh, that's
and
true.
you know, no one knows. And so yeah, and then I came here, and then we became friends because we met at church.
We were church girls.
And that's where I am right now. And what else do
and
you want
that's
to
how you
know?
got invited on this pod.
Correct.
I think it's so funny. Lorena came in, like you two came together, and it almost seemed like Lorena was like your manager.
Oh,
Like the special guest. The
Special
Yeah.
guest and our manager.
I like
That's so funny. But yeah, it's a full house today. We have all 6 of us here.
Shoved
I
in
love
Miguel's
that
tiny little
show.
bedroom.
Shoved in my little bedroom. But we're so excited to have you, Esther. You talked a little bit about Made of Millions. Could you tell us like what is
Oh
that?
yeah, what's your role at Made of Millions?
my role, my official title is
Yapinator.
Yapinator. I should update my LinkedIn. That actually would be kind of funny.
Bro, that's funny.
No, I'm a copywriter, which is like, meh. I guess I like handle content is the best way to like
Yeah, you're
explain
kind
it.
of like their content.
So
creator,
there's 2
basically.
parts to my job. There's editorial, which is like managing.
editorial.
Oh, okay. Like the website. So when people like submit articles and stuff, usually talking about like their mental health journey. Sometimes we get like therapists who like just want to talk about certain concepts. They send it to me. I edit it. I get it posted. If we do like live streams, sometimes I'll host them. Sometimes I'll like organize them. So that's one part of my job, is just like emails and articles and like lots of writing things.
Yeah.
And then there's social media managing, which is obviously like I'm in charge of all of our socials. So like Instagram, TikTok. I really, out of all social media to manage, I like TikTok the best, obviously. It's where we have the most followers, and
Can you give us a number?
300,000.
Okay, she had it at the top of her head.
Because we just hit it, and I was like, like
Oh, that's-
by the
How
end
many
of
does
obviously
Instagram have?
oh well, we just had a viral video, so it's kind of climbing. I think it's at 23,000.
Okay, she's kind of good at her job.
I'm kind of good at my job, you guys. So
But
yeah.
tell me like what is Made of Millions?
Oh, Made of
'Cause I still
Millions
don't know what it
is a advocacy nonprofit on a mission to change how the world perceives mental health. So when I talk about our story, I like to Richie's pulling it up on the also I'm doing a service to everyone who listens to this. Every time I listen, I'm like, what does this room look like? I'm going to explain it to you guys. I'm on a couch. Mandy is to my left on the couch. On the bed, farther to the left, we have Miguel, and then we have Barbie. And then in front is this like humongous beanbag structure. It's like not even a chair. It's a bed. It's massissive.
That's where Richie likes to sit, our
And
producer.
Richie's sitting on it. Lori's on the floor. And then there's like a screen, a TV we're looking at in front of
Tell
us.
him how many inches the TV is.
Girl, I do not know.
But like if you had to take a guess.
I'm more than 10. 10. And there's many movie posters and like painting of Squidward and like
300 Funko Pops.
30,000 Funko Pops. And so anyways, that's the inventory of the room.
Is this what you expected?
A little, yeah. Okay. But I just wanted like a picture of like what's going on in here. Once you guys get video, then you'll know.
This is
Anyways,
it?
I'm usually not sitting on the bed. I'm usually sitting on the couch with the beanbag. But like,
Oh.
I just discovered how comfy this bed is.
But-
I'm snuggled up.
But what we talked about, do you think that sitting on a bed like cozied up, does that like bring your energy down a little bit?
No, I feel
It
like
does
I
for
feel
me.
safe and cozy.
I get EP.
I feel like we need to move to like we have a round table and we're all sitting on it.
Yes. Oh, I agree.
Because
no,
I feel like
I
looking,
don't agree because then I
giving
feel
corporate.
stiff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's giving corporate.
Okay, but what if I finish my story?
Oh.
Oh, you know,
You're getting bold.
wait.
Need I remind you
should we
whose
leave?
podcast you're on, Esther?
Because we have limited time, and I know suddenly we're talking about beds. So I'm like,
Should we leave?
I'm sorry, my bad. Did you just want to take the mic? On your little Made of Millions rant?
help!
Not
Made
little.
of Millions rent?
It was a lot. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh
the
my
floor
God.
is
The
yours.
floor is yours.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just wanted to keep the peace.
No.
I wanted to keep the ball rolling. May I
Tell me
remind
more.
you that we have like many ADHDers in here.
That is.
Well, there's only two.
There's only two.
There's 2
there's-
ADHDers.
There's
Oh my
even on
God,
the
it's all of you.
She's like, could have fooled me.
But could you tell me more, like Made of Millions?
So she can't finish her story then.
Well, because I feel like I really wanted to know actually, because
Okay, sorry.
Made of Millions advocates for like ADHD. For mental
health.
For mental health.
For ADHD is wild.
Which is part of mental health, right?
It is, but okay, no. Let me start from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
So my boss, his name is Aaron Harvey. Love him. He's a king. So when he was really young, he started getting really debilitating, intrusive thoughts that he was like, okay, this is not me. Like really scary thoughts. Like, what if I stab someone? What if I hurt someone? And so he silently kind of suffered with these thoughts until it kind of became like he couldn't function anymore. Like he was like using substances and he was
So,
like
silence them.
suicidal and just like very confused. And so he had reached his breaking point. He goes on Google, he Googles violent thoughts, and then suddenly pops up, oh, OCD. And he was like, what the hell? Like no one ever told me OCD can include like intrusive thoughts about all these random things, right? And so then his background is in advertising. He owns he owns an ad agency. And so he was like, let me make a website that like shows people what intrusive thoughts are. So it's called intrusivethoughts.org. It still exists if you want to pull it up.
That was like his first.
Yeah, it was his first
go
thing.
at before Made a Millions.
Yeah. And then from doing OCD advocacy, he was like, wait, there's a lot of things that people get wrong about mental health in general. What is psychosis? How do you deal with like the different types of suicidality? You hear suicide and people just automatically assume like you're going to attempt when there's like a whole spectrum, you know, you're a little social worker girly.
I do
So
have
then
my
he
degree.
relaunched as Made of Millions. The name is kind of like the millions of people who suffer with mental health issues every day. And we're very like grassroots. We don't do advertisements on our website.
Okay,
Nothing's-
but who made your website? Because it's really cute.
probably Anastasia, our designer girly.
Hey,
maybe
give her a
maybe a few other
raise.
people. No, she's great.
It's really nice.
And
Esther, I will say, like, the TikToks you make, they're helpful.
Yeah, they're really helpful.
Like, sometimes I'd be going
you.
through it mentally, and then you post something, and I was like, oh, I have that. That's
Oh,
okay. I'm
wow.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
do
it's
you
very
say
normalizing.
TikTok? Are you on TikTok,
Oh,
or do
maybe
you
it's
follow us on
Reels.
Instagram?
Or maybe it's on Instagram.
I think
that
it's on
see
the
it.
reels that I
Okay.
usually see.
Yeah.
I post less on Instagram because
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Instagram.
I'm not either, but I always see
Instagram,
her.
let's talk about that. Instagram is stupid now.
Oh, wow.
because I just feel
Yeah.
like
Because it wants to be
sucks.
everything at
it
once.
wants to be everything everywhere all at once.
Right.
It is an ad every other scroll.
No, it's so
And then
so dumb.
all your friends want to be influencers. And like I'm not like shitting on anybody for trying to be like an influencer. I'm not making fun of anybody. I don't like it's fine, but it's like it's just sad that the society has got to the point where it's like companies encourage micro influencers. So
Yeah.
now all your friends are just posting their own ads.
True.
Like so many of my friends are like posting such curated content they don't actually have because they're trying to be micro influencers. And I'm like, yay, get your bag. But also like, dang, that's crazy. Like 80% of my friends
Where's
are like
the picture of
micro-influencers.
your dog? Where's the
Yeah, and like I've honestly started to post on Instagram a lot less. Like when I was in
Yeah.
high school and in
I post
college.
like 3 times a year.
Yeah, it's like not very often now because I'm just like it's become like something that it's like just an ad platform. Honestly,
Yeah.
It's
That's
scary.
true.
Well, honestly, okay, if we're gonna talk about social media, there's one video y'all need to look up if you're ever bored. This is like my social media Bible. Like this man just knows what he's talking about, and you might judge at first, but Bo Burnham, when he released let me finish. He filmed it's not gonna be Inside. It's gonna be 8th grade. Literally one of the
Love
best
that
A24 movies. It's like it's such an accurate portrayal. But when that movie dropped, I watched like every single interview he did talking about it. And I'm telling you, this man is so smart. Like people don't realize it. Look up any interview from that era where he's talking about 8th grade. But he talks about this concept of how like before like people used to like colonize the earth and there was like land that people could explore or whatever, but we've like colonized it all.
Everything,
And so now what people are trying to colonize or like sell to is like our attention. Like that's the only thing that
Colonize our
people
minds.
yeah, like they're colonizing our minds through like all these social media apps because of like the dopamine response. And so they're just trying to like try to buy our attention as much as possible, which is why it's so dangerous because it's like it's so addicting on purpose. Like these
Yeah.
people are like trying to get into your brain. Like they've hacked into our brains. It's
And
kind
it
of ridiculous.
works because
And it works.
And after like our attention's been hacked, what else is there to colonize?
Nothing
What's
else.
next?
I don't know. And I hate
Our
the
physical bodies,
brandification of everything.
the what?
The
Brandification, like
Right.
everything turning into a brand. I think that's so, it feels nasty, very like capitalism, like
give an example. Like who?
oh my God, like just literally everything. Like I remember talking to me and my coworker talk about this a lot, Lauren, shout out to Lauren, one of the smartest people I know. We talk about like, when people are like filming themselves doing their morning routine, it's like, don't you want that to be a personal thing? Like that's like a sacred moment. Like
my sleep
drinking your coffee, like
That's
journaling,
true.
getting to know
And
yourself.
that's
Like
what
why
I'm
does
saying
everything
because
have to be
everyone's trying to
filmed?
be everyone's trying to get paid.
Micro-influence. Yeah.
But I hate that.
No, 100%.
As a
like,
person who works in social media, like 2024, I'm like, this is a year we need to fling our phones into the ocean because I'm so.
but like, how
over
do
it.
you deal with that if you're also
If it's
social
literally
media?
your
It's like
job.
it's your job. It's
I
paying
mean,
your
it's hard.
bills.
I mean, I think
I like it personally because I know the work that I'm doing is important.
Useful, yeah.
And here's the flip side to like, I don't really like the brandification of things, but for something like me where it's like OCD or intrusive thoughts or like whatever mental illness is being like very misrepresented or whatever, like, and especially us, we're such grassroots, like, it doesn't take a lot to like post a video and get millions of people, like the amount of people who see our videos and who are like, oh, I had no idea that this was like OCD. I was able to get a diagnosis and I was able to get treatment. And you can do that so easily. It's like in less than a minute, people can learn something. And it's like, also in the past, for example, my boss, he had to Google what his thoughts meant. That's even a scary process to do in itself. And sometimes people don't have the words to like search for
it's
things.
kind of like when you WebMD and you like, oh, cancer.
Right.
Immediately.
But also sometimes it's just scary to Google certain things.
Yeah.
And I feel like the scariest things are the things we need help with the most. That being said, if an algorithm is like serving something to you, then people don't even have to make that step. Like I'm able to just pop up on people's feeds and be like, surprise, you probably didn't know about this. And they're like, I didn't. And they were able to get help. So that's, I think, something very helpful about like social media and an algorithm that like gives things to you. But everything else can be a little bit harder because I don't know how I feel about just the constant stream of like
Consumerism.
Yeah.
What are some of the like response? Like, do you ever get surprised at like comments that you see on TikTok or like Instagram?
At first I did because I was like, wow, not me having an impact. But the thing is, I never meet these people in real life. So even to this day, I'm like, I will say there's this comment, and I haven't talked about this yet, like on our page, maybe a little bit. But there was like this one comment I got, and as a human who has like not only suffered with OCD, but also witnessed other people suffering from OCD, I know how hard it is to like even eat or like sleep, get a good night's rest when you're like super anxious. And I remember this girly was like, not girly, she's like a whole woman, but she was like, I used to struggle with like falling asleep every single night. So I'd sleep on the couch and my grandpa would like watch over me while I slept because I would just like, I felt unsafe and anxious. She's like, ever since I started watching your videos, like I'm able to just like sleep normally again.
Wow.
I was like, whoa. And I think that hit me because I'm
Yeah.
like, I know what it's like to like,
able to
to
sleep.
not be able to. And if y'all have ever not gotten sleep, it's heinous, you guys. Like you lose your mind. Like that is a basic human component. So like to hear someone say that, I was like, oh my God, like I'm helping people sleep better at night. I'm like, that's crazy. But again, like they're just comments. So in my brain, that's why I really want to have like an event in real life, not to like
a little meet and
not to boost my ego, but more to be like, I want to see
how
the impact I'm having. Because
yeah.
also 99% of the time when I tell people like I make TikToks for work,
They're like,
they never take me
okay.
seriously. And I'm like, but this work is important, you guys. You know, what's the difference between
Well, it's
this
also
and like,
very like. Usually, when you hear that, oh, I make TikToks, they think like
You're a
right.
You're an
Or-
influencer,
Or
this
they
and
see the
that.
ones where it's like, you're breathing, trauma response. You can't focus for 5 minutes, ADHD. And I'm like, that's actually the content I'm trying to like inform people better about. Yeah. So,
that I also had a question off that because like, I mean, I studied the mental health field and like they would like literally shit on people doing good work like you.
I know.
Because they're like, oh, all these people basically like calling you guys like the WebMD of whatever, which like, I mean, I don't feel like that because I know that like social media has been very helpful for people starting out their mental health journey.
You think it's healthy?
well, can
helpful.
I add
Helpful?
how
Like,
we
things that
frame
she
ourselves?
does, yeah.
So what we like to, I always say, TikTok is not a diagnostic tool.
Yeah.
We are not gonna diagnose you ever, but what we will do is give you the tools to like go off and find information. We're like a launching pad for your recovery journey. We like to put people in the driver's seat of their recovery because a lot of people don't even know like where to go, where to turn to. I'm
Yeah.
never gonna be like, you have OCD. I'll always be like, hey, if you have these symptoms and it's a disorder, which means it impacts your daily functioning, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't go to work, you can't do things that you're supposed to do, then you should go with like a specialist.
doctor, yeah.
And I always give people like cheap or like free solutions. Also, I'm like, go to community like services that are
Yeah.
paid for, find people who are doing like free support groups. Like there's always options. Open Path Collective, like there's a sliding scale, like it gives people so many
Psychology
options.
Today.
Yeah, so it's not, I forgot what I was gonna say.
So
That's
your
it. That's my
TikToks,
point.
your TikToks are very like educational,
Yes.
but they're
But they're
not the
also
kind of
fun.
TikToks that like.
But they're also cute.
I like to giggle. That's another thing too, is that mental health can be very clinical. And so another thing we like to do is relate it to like art and storytelling and humor and try to make it not as scary, because I feel like if you can laugh at it or if you can like turn it into an interesting story, then people aren't as scared.
Yeah, no, that's like everything with trauma. Everybody wants to talk about it and like laugh a little bit.
Let's giggle.
It like normalizes it a little bit.
What about like, do you ever, when you're responding, I mean, you're being active and talking to these people on these social media platforms, is there any like beef that you've ever gotten into with people?
Beef? Oh, I'm actually very intentional about being conflict avoidant. I don't really like
Boring.
Stop! Let me finish. 99% of the time, I don't deal well with hate comments, so I just delete them. And also,
Really?
a really
I
good,
choose not to
No,
see.
a really good reframe.
They don't exist.
Again, that Lauren Tommy, my coworker, she's like 99% of the time, these comments are from 13-year-old boys who are just like baiting for engagement. Like
Me.
they want to make you. Oh,
It's
you're
literally
in my
Miguel.
hate comment. You're in the
It's
hate
literally
comments.
Miguel.
It's Miguel. I'm blocking him. No, I delete them. But if I'm getting the same type of comment over and over and over again, then I will choose one to respond to, and I'll just kind of like answer everybody's questions. However, if people don't want to be taught, this is something
personal
like
issue.
this really cool guy that I'm friends with, he's like a actual therapist and he's been in the game way longer, but he was giving this talk about advocacy and he's like, I've just learned from like all my years of doing this, if someone doesn't want to be taught, don't waste your time trying to teach them.
So true.
Because if people don't want to learn, like then you're just getting mad and then they're just being ignorant and it just helps no one.
And then it's kind of like you're like stooping down to like their
Right.
level.
Yeah. And
it's, like,
also
embarrassing.
like when you stoop down to like the lowest comment, like you don't want to get on their level. Like you just stay up here doing your thing and like those people will learn when they want to learn. And also I've had like situations where someone will be very loud and wrong and then months later I'll get a comment, they'll be like, hey, so I actually like spent some time researching this and you were right.
Wow.
And so I'm like, so in the back of my head I'm like, maybe this 13-year-old kid, as like vulgar and mean as they're being, like maybe one day one of their like little 13-year-old friends is gonna like confide in them and be like, hey dude, like I'm actually really struggling with like X, Y, or Z. In the back of their head they'll be like, oh, this video I watched a really long time ago, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it could apply. And so, you know, I never want to like lead with anger, you know.
Yeah.
I just
So
want to
That's
know that
true.
like eventually this information could probably help someone. So
That's how I feel
I
about
try
like
not to be sassy.
Not that like I'm doing such great work as you. I just feel like that in general sometimes because you see the stupidest shit on Twitter sometimes. Like people will say political takes, just any type
Well,
of take sometime.
that's
and I'm like, I
another
want to
thing, though.
respond and be like, dumb bitch, but I'm like, wait, no, because then I'm them. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Like I'll just keep
You
it to
can't
myself. Even like people who tweet
Feel
like
the fire.
people who tweet about other people.
Yeah, subtweeting.
I can't let that be me because I
Directly?
want to do it so
Wait,
bad.
no,
sometimes.
okay, but share. Have you guys ever had like actual beef with people on social media? Please share. What you can think of.
Can I add one thing while they think?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say when we talked about earlier how they're like trying to make us in like they're taking over our attention span. Another thing is they know that like emotions like anger keep you on platforms more. They did a study where on Facebook they purposefully like would boost things that got more like angry reactions. Like you know how you can like react like or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them was like an angry react. So if a post kept getting that, then they would like boost that post more because they knew that people would get angry and it would just like fuel them.
That kind
I
of
like-
like,
feel
like any press is good press kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I feel like right now I see a lot of like, you know, obviously the conflict in Israel.
Nicki
and-
Minaj.
Not her
that's
saying like
crazy.
political
That's
unrest.
crazy because I was
Nicki
talking about
Minaj.
the genocide happening in
Oh, I didn't hear
Gaza,
the
but
political part. I didn't hear the political
I'm
part.
so
I thought we were talking about
dead.
Nicki
Political
Minaj.
and civil
no,
unrest.
just so like
Well,
I'll just see like
no,
a bunch
yeah,
of. To me, I am free Palestine. Okay, I'm pro Palestine, like all that.
And I would have to agree.
And I would, and what do we have to do other than agree? But like I see shit on Twitter where people are arguing with each other, but then they're reiterating the same points. People will
Right.
quote retweet the same
Well,
thing.
people don't
over
wanna
and
learn
over and
when they're
over and
debating.
over. And I'm like, even though I agree with these people, it's like, how many people do you need to say the exact? It just feels so like
Bandwagony.
bandwagony.
Yeah.
That's the
And-
word. I'm like, I can't be this. And I sometimes I do want to say something, but I'm like, there's already 20 people saying the same thing. There's already 20 people fighting. I'm like, it's there. I'll like something that I agree with, and like that's it. But like as far as like getting into beef, I don't know.
Well, people don't learn when they're defensive. And what like a debate I've learned online especially is never for someone to learn. It's just to like try to win.
Try to win the argument
and try to be
No,
like
for
getting
real.
views
Mandy,
and stuff.
I think Mandy has a
Yeah,
has
no,
experience.
during when I was in college during BLM, there was this guy. Fun fact, we took privilege and oppression together.
That was a
he
great
sat right next
class.
class?
He sat, yeah, it was a really good class.
Oh, wow.
One of my favorite classes. It's why I went into social work. But this guy who I sat next to in that class, after that class during BLM, of course, I was like posting things, blah, blah, blah. He would DM me about it, like mad, whatever. The same, all the stupid shit, like the white people matter too, whatever, just like stupid shit. And so there was a while where I was like engaging and just like talking back to him all the time, blah, blah, blah. It was taking so much energy. And then I was like, okay, we're literally not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I literally told him, I was like, okay, look, the reality is we're not getting anywhere.
You said, let's give up.
I was like, if you don't want to see my stuff, just unfollow me. Like, please stop messaging me.
Yeah.
Like
She was
we're
standing
not-
on business.
I was like, we're not
She
getting
was
it.
standing on business.
I was like, okay. He would continue to message me every single day.
Really?
And like I would ignore it.
That's kind of sad.
I would ignore it. And then like a week later, he would like send me a picture of him drinking like Jamba Juice.
Oh,
Bruh.
that's very
He just wants to
interesting.
bond.
He just wanted attention.
Hey, I'm
Like, he
not
just-
trying to say all white men, but I have met I have met a few white guys who are the kind who are like, oh, white people are actually the true oppressed race
Bruh,
now
yeah.
in these days. I had a roommate who said like it's easier to be a black man in society today than it is to be a white man.
They're like, yeah, you're getting, yeah.
Who
I've
said
had people tell,
that?
Bro, one of my roommates, and he said that, and I was
when you
like,
go
"You
to
have
school in
got
the
to
PNW,
be
honestly.
kidding me!" I was like, "You've got to be joking." He's
Let's
like, "Yeah,
see.
because they get
systemic
scholarships."
oppression for hundreds of years versus one white man's feelings got hurt.
No, dead ass.
That's
And
way.
he said that, and he was like, "Yeah, because they get scholarships and we don't." And I was like, "Be smarter, bitch." But then, okay, but what I wanted to say was like, after we had this debate, because I was like, I feel like you're wrong. I was like, you're not right.
Richie commented during Black History Month. Oh, he put it in
caps,
48,
all caps.
48 font.
Okay, but like I
Black
had this
History
debate with
Month.
him after a while because he said like I forgot what BS he was on, and he's like slightly racist, but he's the kind of guy like again, we're in Washington. There's like a lot of white people.
Yeah.
We're having this debate. Made me like him much less, obviously, because I was like, okay, I see where you stand. Like I assumed, but I didn't
Lots of
assume.
respect. Yeah.
And he goes, honestly, I'm so glad we had this talk. I feel closer to you now. I was like, I feel like we understand each other better now. I was like,
like, isn't that kinda
weird,
I love having political debates.
It's like
'cause
a
it makes
little
me
game
feel,
to them.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
makes me feel
game.
And to us,
because
it's taxing.
because they have nothing to lose.
Right.
They
Yeah.
have
so that's what I'm saying.
nothing
Like
to
that guy who
lose.
was messaging you.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you have no skin in the
Yeah.
game. Basically, it's like
He's like, hey, we're friends, right? Because we talk about deep stuff like this, and it's like,
No.
no, I don't feel like
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
like when
having
men,
fun.
It's like when men have really strong opinions on abortion. It's like, bro, this is
It literally
you
doesn't
got no
concern
skin in the
you.
game.
yeah,
it's like,
I don't know. It just feels
oh
like
my god, those bitches in school would be like,
maybe
not
we
to
don't
be
need to
devil's
advocate
advocate
for the devil.
The devil doesn't need an
He
advocate.
doesn't need an advocate.
No, yeah.
He needs to sit down. No, yeah, I agree. I don't think it's ever helpful to just like, I really try my best not to argue with people on the internet
It
of
just
all
doesn't-
places. I think you should have thoughtful conversations in person.
I think there's a difference. I think the only way to have thoughtful conversations where you guys disagree is when you have a relationship with
Right,
people.
that's true.
Other than that, it's like then we're just arguing.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, is there ever even a space on the internet where you could have a back and forth that's healthy?
Well, another Bo Burnham when he was talking about this was like I think Trump presidency time, and he was talking about like Twitter specifically. He's
Esther,
like,
we
we're
don't say that name.
oh, I'm so sorry.
We
He who
say-
shall not be named,
Not even he, just that
convicted
thing.
felon.
Literally.
Oh well, but yeah, Bo Burnham was explaining. He's like, oh, we're trying to have conversations through like. At the time, whatever 140 characters, it's like passing fortune cookies around about the deepest, most complex issues, and you're trying to change each other's opinion. Like, especially like when I feel like a lot of people who are just like trying to bait people for engagement, it's like this is the game they want you to play. They want you to get pissed off, and to, like again, the goal is not to actually like understand and have empathy for one another. The goal is just to like who can get the most likes, and a lot of people have made careers off of it. Like a lot of very
Damn.
like conservative platforms, like
Yeah,
people
'cause I feel like
make hella money.
The people who do that say their most heinous thought, like their most
Yeah,
heinous opinion,
and it-
because they know other people are not going to.
And it's easy to do. They're like, it's so brave. I'm like, to say whatever's on your mind, I do that every day. Like,
oh my god, I'm dead. But you know what's crazy is because like social media, like kind of changing the topic a little bit, but like I feel like I'm being more careful now what I say. Not that I maybe I have said problematic things when I was younger.
Yeah.
But even like now, like sometimes I find like my old social media and I'm like, this is so embarrassing. It doesn't matter what I'm saying. It's just so embarrassing. So it's like, I don't know, like just
But
being
embarrassing, why? Because it's like
because I'm
you don't,
younger,
you
so
don't
I
have
say,
that opinion
how young
anymore,
were you?
or
it's like a mix. It doesn't even have to be that young. Some stuff was in college. Like I was like, it was
No, I would
2019.
agree, because actually, this brings me into
let's retweets.
a certain segment that I prepared. I did a deep dive.
We did a deep
brother,
dive of each other's.
welcome
Wait.
to the deep
Let me say. We did a deep dive of each other's social medias from when we were younger to see if we can get each other canceled. So,
Honestly, I
what?
scrolled back to the beginning.
I scrolled back
Of
to
who? Me?
2014 for Miguel's Twitter.
What?
Actually, Esther's most recent post says, Mandy's asking for my Twitter 2 days before I have to film for the pod.
I
want to go first. I want to go first
Okay,
because
go
I dug up some dirt from Miguel. So please explain yourself because I'm reading tweets that date back to 2015. Are you worried?
Wait, hold on. We didn't pre-screen these, so
No, I'm sorry. We don't need to
You
because
said it
you
once,
said
say
it.
it
It's in a public forum. So I don't know what else to tell you. Public forum. Miguel, November 27,
Reading his
2015.
diary entry.
2015. Asterisk. You know what? The asterisk is a little.
Asterisk? Yeah,
is
the
like
little
to show the
star?
action, right?
Oh.
The little stars. Yeah, the little stars.
Yeah.
So he's like, invites her out. Sorry, I can't go. Her. 5 minutes later. Is that the exact same place I invited her with different people?
Oh.
You know, it was
Were you
that part
sad?
towards you.
Were you subtweeting?
Oh, wow. No, it wasn't.
This was yesterday.
So funny.
Embarrassing.
That is so funny. Who was it? Can we talk about that?
I don't remember actually. What year was this?
2015.
Wait, were you subtweeting them or were you just like letting her
It's
feelings
kind of-
out?
Everything on my Twitter
Is a subtweet.
is like a subtweet.
Love. No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying subtweet means that you know the person's gonna see it,
Oh, then it's not a subtweet.
but you're just not directly.
No, I don't
adding
think it was
them.
a subtweet. I think it was definitely like him being like, this happened to
You're
me.
just
I'm sad.
venting. Okay.
Yeah.
Who
That's
do
a
you
big
think that was?
distinction.
It was like that was my junior year of college, so
2015 was not your junior year of college.
I graduated in 2016.
So you mean high school?
So you were in high
College?
school.
Oh, sorry, yeah, sophomore year, a junior year of high school. I don't remember. I literally can tell you.
Okay, that's okay because we have another tweet.
Oh my god.
December 22, 2015. I spent I spent $2 on the Kim Kardashian emojis.
No.
I wish I could say I was high when I bought it, but I was indeed well aware of
You
my
used to send
purchase.
those all the time. Like,
Do you
Miguel,
guys remember? I
please.
totally forgot about that.
Camp of you.
He had to
The
get his
Kimojis.
$2 worth.
Do you
and
remember when
trust me, he
Kimojis
did.
came out?
Yes.
And I was the only
kinda
one
funny.
using them, and
the
everybody was
only one.
jealous.
That's camp of you. I like
That's
that.
very camp. Bring it back.
Bring back Kimoji.
She just shut down her
app.
website or her app.
R.I.P. whatever that name was.
R.I.P.
Oh.
This one from Esther says, what is Joe Biden's plan to stop white women from posting Instagram reels?
Dude, it's heinous. It's like
When was that?
That's the number one probably this year. I think that was probably
year.
last year. Can I tell you guys one of my guilty pleasures? I talk to Lori about this all the time. My guilty pleasure. Okay, here's the thing. I don't care if people post on social media and they're not the most savvy about it. Like, I really don't. But I love a good MLM pyramid scheme, white lady who's like, she's just doing the bare minimum, like pointing. She's like, 5 things to help you grow business, and it's like the most basic advice. And she thinks
Have
she's
money.
like,
She
she
thinks
thinks
she
she's like changing,
Eating.
revolutionizing the world. That is my guilty pleasure, is going through those
We love that.
reels specifically,
love
like
that.
because you just know they just think they're the hottest shit.
In 2020, you also asked what Joe Biden's plan was to get you a boyfriend.
Oh wow,
You're
not
asking
much
law
has
of the president.
changed.
Did it work?
No, we're
Has
still
he let
trying.
you know any of his plans?
Wait, guys, I wasn't done reading Miguel's. I have something to say.
Oh, okay, I thought we were taking turns. We're
I
going
don't-
back
we
and
can't
forth.
take
Oh,
turns?
turns? Oh, okay. I want to read
Does
Miguel's.
Miguel
Do you
have
any? I have so many things to say. Okay.
Oh, he's scrolling through Twitter right now. Aren't
I know,
you?
he's worried.
he's trying to get to the
have
bottom
some
right
for
now.
Mandy.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Miguel said this one was more recent. This was in 2023. Coffee makes me feel sexy. No wonder Ellen White was against it.
If
What
you
year
don't
was
know,
that?
Ellen White is the Adventist female
our
prophet,
Who is against
coffee.
That's why she was
Off
mad.
message.
She was mad.
She was mad.
Bruh. Bro, asked her this.
Oh God.
How do you pronounce FK Twigs? Because I was just saying fuck a twig.
I was. And then my friend told me formerly known as Twigs. She used to date Robert Pattinson.
That's so funny.
Didn't I do it for you?
Twigs.
You have this one.
Miguel. Oh, sorry.
You have this one. It's just the meme of the ant carrying the sack, and it's just like it's just his IBS in the Uber.
Dude,
That's
IBS
so funny.
always.
That's so real.
Can I read some from Mandy?
Yes.
Mandy
Oh my
tweeted in 2020. Jesus be like, I know a place, then takes you to heaven. Dude's cool like that.
what?
That's so
That's so
funny.
embarrassing, man.
I think he said embarrassing.
That's so embarrassing.
That's really embarrassing.
It was COVID. Give me a break. I was
And then-
inside.
And then 2022. Mandy tweeted, I don't usually watch the Great British Baking Show, but I heard they were doing a Mexican week, and of course I had to see it. So far, just as appalling.
Is that how she talks?
Yeah.
Why was that? Have you
Just
guys
as
watched
appalling.
that episode?
No, I have. It's heinous.
It's heinous.
They're
They
like, what's a
literally-
taco? I'm like, what?
I'm putting the guacamole on.
Guacamole. This is my favorite one. 2022. I got a DM asking if I wanted to have a threesome, and if not, we could just go to Dave and Buster's.
Is that you guys?
Oh my god, I'm dead.
You guys love Dave and
Did you
Buster's?
end up at Dave and Buster's?
What if I did?
One thing about Miguel, he's gonna love a Dave and Buster's. I've never seen someone so. He's like, let's play that game. Let's play that game. I'm like, wow.
Whoa, what? I wasn't paying. Wait, I did pay. Do I owe someone money from that?
Let's move on.
Everyone in this room was there. Do I owe someone money? No, I paid my bills. Mandy, in 2016, she said, someone love me, please. I'm not picky. I just need someone drop dead gorgeous to carry me around on a golden stretcher.
Oh, wow.
Hit me up if interested.
And
Peace sign emoji.
And I'm still
That's still the energy
open to
you're
that.
Why a
radiating.
stretcher?
She's a yearner.
Today.
Nobody
I'm
yearns these
yearning.
days.
But why a golden stretcher? What does
Yeah,
that even
why a
mean?
Yeah, that
stretcher?
sounds like, I think you meant like something, the thing that they
That you
carry
carry?
kings on, right?
I always think of That's So
That's
Raven.
not a
A
stretcher.
Stretcher is like when you pass and you go.
What's that thing?
It's just like to the ambulance.
Nothing I have said there do I regret saying.
Oh my god. But my favorite from Mandy is actually from 2022. She says, the plot has thickened and so have I.
Oh, that was my next one.
That's
found
a
it.
bar. I love
Thank
that.
This one from Miguel says kiss cam, but in church.
Oh,
I was lonely.
You also posted a scissor emoji, and Barbie commented, "Me and Mandy beat."
oh. They're never beating the threesome allegations.
Like, what the fuck?
I think that would get people in the pews.
In the pews.
I think that would, a kiss cam in the church.
My favorite one from Barbie is going bungee jumping with a piece of yarn.
Bro, I was going
Were you
through
going through
it.
That
Mandy
was last
said,
year.
she tweeted 2022, homeschool to gay pipeline. Sorry, I don't make the rules. What does that mean?
Homeschooled to gay. Bitches who go to homeschool
and they turn gay.
Was anybody else homeschooled in this room?
Me.
Barbie was.
Bro, Mandy, you weren't even you know what? I feel disrespected. You're like, I was homeschooled for like 6 months. I was homeschooled until I was 16 years old.
Costume.
Well, you're more gay. Sorry.
Whoa. Clocked. Goop and gag.
Gag.
Grouped
But
and
I
gagged.
just feel like you're always saying, I was homeschooled. And I was like, bitch, you were homeschooled for 6 months. Your parents just took you out of school for like 6 months.
Why
That's
did
not-
they take you out of school?
My school closed down.
Yeah.
Were they
Wow,
poor?
Barbie.
The school
Am I
so
supposed to be
weird.
like, oh, is that a sensitive topic? I'm sorry. I didn't know you loved your elementary school so much.
What elementary school was that? Oh, we can't say it. Oh, it doesn't exist.
Whittier Adventist Elementary. It closed down because we had 12 students and one of the teachers was a pedophile. So,
Damn.
Oh.
Story of my
fun
life.
fact.
So what now?
So what now?
So what now?
Anyways,
That's all? That's all
Esther,
the tweets?
you have a concerning amount of tweets.
About IBS. I know.
No,
Oh.
that's true. No, you have multiple tweets called. This one says all men are babies. You have another one that says I have never met a man who is not a goo goo gaga baby. Literally,
Every time.
What does that even
What does that
mean,
mean?
bro?
It just means men are babies.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not a baby.
oh.
I'm not a baby.
a baby.
Just a baby.
I'm just a baby.
Right, right.
Esther, I do have a question about your job, though.
Oh.
So,
So we're done.
Are we done
How
with
did
the
men are
segment?
babies
sorry,
go?
we want to keep going.
You guys didn't have that much dirt on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me
You
either.
don't, none of
You deleted all your Twitter from
Well, I
before
only looked at
2021.
Mandy's because I thought we were doing each other.
Sorry, your Twitter's dry.
Oh, I
Men are
have some funny
goo goo gaga
tweets.
babies.
I have some hit tweets.
Do
Esther
you want to read
said.
your own tweets?
Esther said from 2021, me using dry humor to win over white people and get a leg up in this world. Systemic racism 0.
Can
Esther
I
won.
tell y'all the amount of friends that I have that are people of color who are amazed that I get along with white people? They're like, how do you do it? I'm like, well,
Dry humor.
I genuinely, I don't really try, but also like I have very dry humor and white people love dry humor. Like,
Honestly,
they love
that's
it.
so true.
So yeah, if there's anything that you need to learn in this world, it's learn how to be a little funny and get along with the white
Just
people.
dry. No, but it has to be dry.
I
It has
don't
to be
need
dry
them.
humor, yeah.
Dry like our
Would you
food.
say?
I don't need them.
Oh, you don't.
I don't need to social climb them.
You don't. But they do have many resources.
Wait, can I ask this question and we go back
Oh,
to
yeah.
the segment?
Yeah.
No.
Well, because I really want to know, as like a social media manager, do you like job performance?
Oh.
Do they ever tell you like Esther, we need the account to be at this number by 6 months from now?
No,
Or
they
you, like,
don't. They
Probably
really
because it's
don't.
like grassroots, right?
It's very grassroots.
You keep
small.
saying grassroots. What does that mean? I only know grassroots in terms of like music,
Oh.
like a grassroots band.
I don't want to misspeak, so Richie, can you like research a little bit? But grassroots, I just know is like very of the people, like by the
I
people
think
for the people.
it's like one of those things where it's like the circles
that
that
Hillary's
like, one of those,
presidential
the
campaign?
Venn diagram circles where it can be both grassroots and nonprofit.
One that uses the people in a given district, region, or community as the basis for a political or economic movement.
Okay.
Well, yes,
understood.
the movement being
yes.
mental health advocacy. But yeah, I think it's just the point is that we like depend a lot on like all the people who support us. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barbie, did you have more to share?
Next question.
You seemed like you were cut off.
Sorry, I just really want to know that.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't cut off, but I do have one last tweet.
Okay.
It's not that deep. You guys want to hear it?
Yes.
November 27, 2015, Miguel tweeted, Barbie is fake. She's fake. Fakest hoe.
Oh my.
I mean, I could have tweeted that yesterday. To be honest, I don't
I just
know.
want to know, what do you think happened in 2015?
I think I probably, for some reason, I feel like I invited you or we made plans and then you
Nah.
didn't follow through with the plans.
Nah.
Or you did. I mean, you obviously did something that pissed me off.
Right.
Right.
Blaming
Right.
women.
I know, blaming women.
Let's talk about that.
Blaming women?
Blaming women. Do you ever find yourself to be in a position with your work?
Oh. To blame women? No.
So good.
Not to blame women, but like where, not that you're not well researched, but where you find like there's questions or things that people comment where it's like, damn, I don't really know.
Yeah, well, I don't answer them. But if I don't know, I either I
ignore them.
I do, but I either because I don't want to misspeak.
Yeah.
That's a big difference between me and a lot of content creators. I'm not just like talking out of my ass. But a lot of the
I be talking on my ass on this
but a lot of
pod.
the information that I
So
get
true.
is from our website. I just like formatted it in a way where like we can put it out into TikTok mode. We also have like a board of like doctors and clinicians and stuff. So if I like if it's a very sensitive topic and like I really want to talk about it, then we'll just reach out to them and they'll like vet our information. But yeah, for the most part, I research a lot and I just use information that we've already like vetted.
Has Made a Millions ever made millions?
No.
Damn.
It's not about the money.
Oh,
not
sorry,
about the
sorry, sorry.
money.
Have you
We're
guys seen
nonprofit.
Have you guys seen Triangle of Sadness?
I didn't like that
Yeah.
movie.
I love that movie so much.
I
And he's
really
like,
liked it.
It's not about the money, y'all.
Honestly,
Iconic.
I think about that movie a lot.
Really?
It's such
Yeah.
a good movie.
You know what it was? It wasn't the movie alone that I was thinking about.
Triangle of
Triangles.
Sadness. What is that?
You've never seen it? It's a film that came out like 2 years
Never
ago,
even
and it was
heard about
really
that.
good. Like,
Okay, the reason I think about
Ate it
that
up.
movie is that because after I saw it, I found out that the beautiful young actress died
yeah,
She did. She died.
she
like,
died before that. It was like
before
released in
its premiere,
theaters.
yeah.
before it even premiered.
because of the like,
No,
in
she
relation
like,
to the movie.
she got into
No.
a car crash when she was really little, and the
Oh.
infection like took over. I don't know. Like
when
even though-
she was like,
That's
I
sad.
think we're,
she was like 11 or something.
I don't know why she was like our age, and that just like really, I'm like, bro, like people our age are dying.
Oh,
And
I
then
think she was older than us. She was like 30s. Yeah.
still,
But yeah, I thought it was a great film. The thing
No, it
is,
was a really
like,
good movie.
there are a lot of movies coming out where it's like, eat the rich suck, and they're so ass. I feel like Bong Joon-ho came out with Parasite, and then which was amazing, and then people like,
That like
guy
jump
died
started the
too.
snow.
right? Parasite is really good. What did you
He
say?
did die.
The main guy
from
died.
Parasite.
Who?
the main guy.
main guy.
died.
Oh, not the main guy.
No, he
think
wasn't the main
he-
guy. He was
no,
a
he was the-
friend.
he was the dad.
Oh, just kidding.
No, the dad didn't die.
The
It
rich
was-
dad. The rich dad.
Yeah.
Played the
Yeah,
lead
yeah.
role. Look.
played a lead role.
Yeah, the rich dad. He just died.
Darn
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
No, but like Parasite was a very good
But he-
film, and
oh.
it was a film that was like about like like class and all these things. I think movies have been trying to like people liked it, so we should do it. Except they don't have
Yeah,
heart
they
to
don't-
them, and they like the
substance.
menu.
Literally the rich people
No
making
death.
it.
Yeah,
That's why.
yeah, it's rich people making films about it. It's
So
so
obviously
stupid.
it's not landing. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
so
get it.
I don't know if you guys have seen The Menu. That was the
That
worst
movie was
film I've
so
ever
stupid.
seen. It was and people will be like, "Oh, it was so disturbing." It was like the
I was so mad I wasted my time
Stupid.
on the movie. The
but
menu.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was awful. It was
hated
awful.
it.
Like, oh god, gag. But Triangle of Sadness, which came out like a few months before that,
So good.
they ate it up. They ate it down, like
Boots down.
boots down.
Boots the house now.
has made a million.
They crashed a mother plane into the Pentagon.
I don't
That's
like
so
those
bad.
jokes. I like the school of motherology, something like cuntology studies or something.
University of Survington.
Yeah, that one. University of Survington.
Has Made a Millions ever worked with like celebrities?
We want to. There's. I'm trying to think of. We had like this campaign a while back, and a girly participated in it. I forgot which one. Some girly from Full House. We have random people who like follow us. Amy Lou Wood from Sex Education. I'm trying to think of celebrities.
So no.
Not really though,
Wait,
but we'd love
Amy
to.
Lou Wood, is that the one?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson that one time.
He follows you?
No, he doesn't. But his energy drink company, we did a campaign, and so he like gave us a shout out. He was like, "Shout out to Made a Millions." I was like,
Aw.
it was kind of. Sometimes I'll watch that video and I'll giggle. I'll be like, not him saying our name. Look up Dwayne the Rock Johnson Made a Millions. It's like him in a yellow shirt. It's like ingrained in my brain. But he was really nice, and yeah.
Oh, that's
Shout out
cool.
to his energy drink company for
Bro, that's
for doing a little
that's
partnership with us.
cool. Bro, I think
Is it-
being part of grassroots is so cute.
But if any
Dang, we're
billionaire
really
rich
having to scroll through
person
to find this
is like,
very-
oh my God, I need to donate money to somewhere, pick us. Or
Well,
if
if there's
you're famous.
anything that the Lord Fire Squad podcast can do,
It's
at Made
billionaires.
Millions.
And
Go ahead and
famous
reach out
people. You
to
should look
our
on Twitter.
producer, Richie.
To all the millionaires listening now, please actually donate to
Donate
this
to
podcast.
Made
Yeah, so true.
Challenge.
We need to start paying Richie.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Richie.
Talking about eating the rich when you guys are the ones perpetuating. I'm
Bro,
just kidding. I'm
we
kidding.
just need to eat, actually.
We have Chipotle.
We do have dinner coming.
It's waiting for us.
It's waiting. Okay, so overall, would you say social media positive or negative?
Oof. Social media is a tool, and I feel like it changes depending on how you use it and how well it's like moderated and managed by these mega corporations. And I don't think it should be managed by these mega corporations.
So who do you think should do the managing?
I don't know, but I feel like there needs to be way more rules and regulations, and that's it. That's the tweet.
tea.
Amen.
I
That's
think
the tweet.
social media is just bad. Mandy, what do you think?
I think I believe similarly to Esther because one, I wouldn't have known I was gay without social media.
What?
Well, definitely
When
because
I didn't know till TikTok came out. I was like, oh.
if you're in a small town,
all those,
and all you have is
those
social
lesbian
media?
thirst traps, I was like, wait a
wait,
second.
can I ask who was your gay awakening?
I don't even remember. They just started coming up on my feed. I was like,
They, all the beautiful women,
all the beautiful women. No, also mental health. I feel like it's really good.
and politically.
Politically, yeah. Also,
2014 Ferguson was like, I was going to talk about that. Like, that's what like honestly radicalized me.
Wait, what is that?
What is that?
Oh my God, no one knows what 2014. Okay, so BLM was obviously like a very big deal, but for me, the thing that like really awoke me to all these like the questions of like privilege and systematic oppression and like even learning all these words. 2014, there was a protest because I forgot who it was, Mike Brown, I think.
Yeah.
And he was killed by police, and then that's when I was like, oh, police brutality is like a thing. And then
Wait, was this the one where he couldn't breathe?
no, that's
this was
George
before
Floyd.
that.
Yeah, this was 2014. So I remember I was just a little girly, and this was
Yeah,
because
I
of
don't even think I had social media.
Tumblr and Twitter is what like informed me. And then I literally remember this was the first time something like this was like televised. Like people were on live stream, they were on Periscope. They were like, we are, you know,
This is happening.
yeah, this is
We're
happening.
witnessing it.
And I remember seeing that and being like, I feel like this is a big deal. Like I just remember like
Yeah.
little high school me being like, this is like I've never even learned, like no one in school taught me this. All that to
That's
say, I
true.
feel like social media is good for like political movements because Ferguson honestly really changed the game because before like the narrative of like things happening in the news was filtered through like big mega like news outlets, whereas now it's like we the people, like what's happening in like Palestine is like we
Yeah.
have all these journalists who are like live streaming and stuff, and like people being able to like control their own narrative is so
That's interesting. I never
big
thought
because
about
that's
it
the
like
difference
that.
between like no support and some support, you know.
I mean,
like
yeah, because like even Bisan, the one that everybody's
Yeah.
following, she did that. She started the whole thing like here in the U.S. where people were like not working for like a week.
right
Like that's insane.
boycotts and protests, and that's only possible because of social media.
Yeah.
So again, I feel like there's good and there's bad to it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot for like people are forced to be more careful, I feel like now.
Yeah.
Like, police, even celebrities, what they say and what they do.
Yeah.
Presidents especially, they can't get away with anything anymore. We know, you know? Like even if we can't do anything about it, everybody knows. You know? So I think those are very good parts of social media. Barbie, what do you think?
I mean, you brought up valid points. I didn't think about that, but I keep thinking about like the negative side of social media. Like I think it's great because like for those points, but then also it's negative because it is controlled by people who want unrest because they get more money from it. So they're pushing certain narrative. Even
Elon
though
Musk.
we're more in control, I don't think we are. Like in a way, we're maybe just as we traded off one thing for another. Like maybe we know more, but now we're fed specific
know too much.
things. That make us, like
Still through a certain lens.
There's always like an agenda.
yeah. So it's like I'm gonna get one thing, only gonna see one thing because the algorithm figured out I fall in a
Care about
certain
this,
stance, and that's only what I'm gonna get, and it like just polarizes things more, and I'm aware of that. But it's like, what can you do? Because it also validates my opinion, So I just feel like people on the other side are getting extremely validated by their opinion, and it's like, what can you do? You're like,
So then it's up to the consumer to really be able to.
but people are
I feel
lazy.
like-
That's
I
what
feel
people
like
are
it's
lazy.
also,
They're
like-
not gonna do like unless you care, which a lot of people don't actually fucking care. It's very performative.
They don't
That's-
care where they're tired too.
No, but people are very performative, and that's the thing. Like, like, I don't know. Maybe this is controversial, but like people putting like flags or like there's nothing wrong with it. I'm like, why would you do that? It's more just
But
like
it's bare minimum.
What are you doing? Like,
Right.
what are you doing to actually help? And it's like people won't. They'll be like, people are always like, call your senators. They won't. They'll just put the flag in their bio. You know what I mean? Or like like stuff like that where it's like it's just so easy to
posted
be
one black
performative.
square,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We stopped racism, you guys."
Like a
What's
TikTok
going
will be
on?
like posting
Pat on the back.
BLM and like it like turn make their profile picture black and like that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's not helping anybody. Like I don't know. So it's just so easy to just become like complicit.
Yeah.
Complacent. I don't remember what the word is. With social media.
I mean, going back to what we were saying before, like, do you think we actually have the option to not consume certain media? Because, like, I do feel like there's some things, like, obviously most of the media that's targeted at us is because the algorithms, but I feel like a lot of times we're being forced to be consumers. Like, there's no way to, like, opt out in this day
It's
and
just
age.
get off your phone.
The amount of ads we see.
What is it?
every day.
Nickelodeon's
Yeah.
Day of Play?
We need we need a day of play.
What is the Disney one? Play 360 or something?
Period.
Play
Oh.
60?
But
we
I-
need one of those.
But I think that's the scary part is because now social media is just so in our face, and whether or not we want, and to me, I think that like you can put your phone away, right? Like like the past couple of weeks, I've been like, I really want to get like a flip phone,
Yeah.
and like what would
Me?
happen? Like
Off
would
the
my
grid.
mental health would everything
I'd
really
be
really
reading
change?
so much more.
Yeah, like I remember before I got a smartphone, I had so many books I would read. I would read everything. I would like actually like go out and do stuff versus
When we had an
now-
attention span.
when we had an attention span.
And
then that's-
also not like the pressure to like post things too, because
Yeah.
everything's about like
Oh, I'm doing this fun
posting.
thing. I need to take a picture.
Yeah, and I think that's really weird. Like, I don't think we should always. There doesn't need to be an audience in order for something to be valid. And it's like, oh, I need to post this or else it didn't happen. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Period.
not okay for our brains. Like, what happened to just enjoying things for the sake of enjoying things?
Yeah, like why are we at dinner? Like, oh, camera eats first, but you know what? I'm the bitch who's pulling out the
But
camera.
I literally say that every day.
It's such a mixed feeling too, because like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't take any pictures. Like I do like.
Because it is an
Yeah.
art
But that's the
form.
thing. Oh, but that's the thing. Take a picture, don't post it on social media. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it's
Everyone
like,
go on laps.
who is, I guess it's like, who is this media for? Is it for you? Is it, or is it for the validation of others for you? You know?
Yeah.
That's why I really don't think that there's like, yeah, I guess you've like you working in social media, I can see the positive to it.
But personally, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah,
It's hard, you
don't
guys.
think
Because
social
I have
media
to
is
post.
so hard.
Like, I post for like myself. Because the thing is, I'm so chronically online. I make so many friends through the internet. And like, the thing is, I
weird.
also follow up and I like meet up with these people in real life, you know?
weird.
You say weird?
He was like weird.
What do you think? I'm meeting like furries or something?
and then she continued on
No
to say
offense
like
to
I meet
furries.
up with them. It's like okay. Wait, I want to talk about that. Has there any like has all of those interactions gone well?
I mean, I feel like you can be smart about it. Like, I made friends in the OCD world who like they're also kind of like little, like my friend Tia. Shout out to Tia Wilson. I literally flew to Utah for this girl because I was like,
That's
let's
crazy.
meet up.
Been there.
But it
Miguel
was so
done
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was so fun, and we got to hang out. We talked
I
about
agree.
being like, we talked about fame and like internet stuff, and like she gets it because she's like kind of a little influencer as well. So I feel like people who are like online get it, and also just like once you meet up with that person because you know so much about them, I feel like the conversation just flows very easily. You know, like it's not as weird I think as people think, as long
Yeah.
as you
You're
have
like online dating for friends,
a little bit.
except you're like flying to different states.
But I'm flying places. I'm going to retreats. I'm doing
That's so cute.
things.
That sounds
But yeah.
cute. That sounds fun.
That's so cool. Well, Esther, thank you so much for coming on today. We're so excited. What was that face?
I know, like
I'm
She
full of
wasn't done
fear.
yapping.
No, I'm not. Honestly, never done yapping.
Guys, go ahead and go to our Patreon page where we leave the mics on for another 30 minutes.
You guys should do that.
Bro,
like what goes on before and
nobody's
after the
paying for a
cuts.
No
Patreon.
one's paying for a Patreon.
Wait, you guys have a Patreon?
No,
we don't.
Oh, then make one.
We need to get viewers on this one first.
I would pay y'all
Esther
for
would be
a
our
Patreon.
one Patreon.
And I would. I would. I like being
appreciate
people's
that so
first
much.
Patreon. I
Even
did
if
that
it
with
was
another
$45 a month.
one.
We're gonna get all our income from just you.
Wait,
You're paying Richie's
so why
salary,
don't I just
actually.
take you guys out to eat like once a month or something?
Ooh. I love that.
Just to hear you guys yap. What happened to FaceTiming? What
Esther's
happened
gonna
to
be on the pod once a month so that we can
Mole
eat.
Mole?
Well, Esther, thank you so much for coming on. It's been such a pleasure. Where can people find you? Like, plug your personals,
Yeah.
plug your
Plug whatever
Made
you want.
Millions.
Okay, well, I usually like to plug Made a Million. So at Made a Millions.
Is it made of millions or made
Correct.
a millions?
Made
Made
of
of.
Millions. TikTok, Instagram. And then I guess my personal at pink_prayers on Instagram. I'm
does
trying
that
to
come
post more
from?
writing. Oh, I mean, it was from like a poem I wrote like hella years ago. And I just like pink. That's my bio. I like pink and I like praying.
Okay, slay.
And it's
love
just,
that.
and I love alliterations.
I love being illiterate.
I love being illiterate. No, alliterations. Where it's
Yeah,
like
alliteration.
PPP. And I love peas in particular. Petunia,
Pesto.
pesto, pumpernickel, Peppa Pig,
Penis.
Peppa Pig.
We're learning so much.
Pink prayers. That's it.
Thank you so much.
That's the whole tweet.
I am Mandy. You can find me at Amanda Harrison.
I am Miguel. You can find me at Miguel X Antonio.
I'm Barbie. You can find me at Created by Barbie.
And tune in on the next episode where we actually have live footage of.
I knew you didn't have anything to say.
No, but I played it off so well.
Gears turning.
Hold on.
Someone wind him up a bit.
Let me do that again.
Wind him up.
He's thick.
Damn,
Are you
so hard
dumb?
it is.
Me?
Ready? Here we go. And tune in next week where we have live footage of our bird. What?
He's canceled.
The Lord Far Squad pod is hosted by Amanda Harrison, Miguel Antonio, and Barbie Chavez. Listen wherever podcasts are available. Our producer is Richard Cunningham. Our theme song is produced by Lorena Latorre. Our artwork is by Joshua Estrada. Follow the Lord Far Squad podcast on Instagram at the Lord Far Squad pod. Feel free to send us your questions at the Lord Far Squad podcast at gmail.com.